Hello everyone, this is Ravindra Nayak. Here is my video submission for EthOdyssey Hackthon project. As a part of this project, I have used Superfluid Framework, JavaScript SDK to build our platform called Fasto Micro lending platform, right? So in this demo, I'll be quickly giving you an overview on what all features we thought of implementing and what we have been able to implement, right? So there are a couple of entities in here as a part of any lending platform for that matter, right? One is a borrower, the other is a lender, right? As of now, I've built this platform for a singular lender and a borrower, but obviously actually I've built a singular platform for both borrower and lender, but with more time, I think I'd probably go on to build different UI for each borrower and lender based on this thing. Or we can actually, in fact, we can actually improve this product to create a crowd funding kind of a platform as well, right? So that is the scope of this project going forward. So putting that into context, I would like to start with a demo, right? I'd be using a couple of accounts. I'm using Goerli testnet, as I mentioned, as I ran into some issues with Superfluid on different net testnets. And I've already loaded up some ETHX on my wallet, as you can see from Superfluid, this thing, right? So I do have some ETHX loaded in here, right? Which is a super token. And I'll be using a couple of accounts. This 0x6969 something would be my borrower account. And I'll also be having a lender account, which has some 4.72 ETH as of now, right? So moving ahead. First, I would like to probably get started with login itself, right? Once I log in, you would see a dashboard wherein I'll typically show what all high level stats. Of course, there could be a lot of things that we could add to this at the later point, but as of now, I'm trying to show at least how many number of loans have been applied and all that stats, right? So I'll quickly move on to the first process for a borrower, right? Once a borrower logs into our platform, what would he like to do, right? So he or she would like to do. So they may probably like to apply for a loan. As of now, I have pre-populated some of the requests. Of course, this is changeable, anything or something like that, right? And for the purpose of this demo, I'll just use the pre-populated values, and the moment I apply for the land, it would it would wait for a minute, and we should see some notification saying that a loan has been applied. Just waiting a minute. We have written the contracts in Solidity, and it's already been deployed on Goerli testnet, as I mentioned earlier, right? So let me just quickly check what's the status with this. Still is pending, and as you can see, loan application is successfully submitted as of now, right? So either I can go ahead and create one more application, or I will probably go ahead and see if so my loan number of loans applied is as you can see, I've applied for a couple of loans with different loan account numbers, and the necessary information is already stored in my database, right? And what I would do next, right? So once the loan is applied, it would go probably for verification and to see if a particular user is eligible for that particular loan, right? So post which a lender, I'll try to now move to the lender phase, which is in here, by switching the accounts. Yeah. I'll try to connect to MetaMask using the lender's account, and as you would see, there are no loans for this particular person. But however, you can see all the loans that have been submitted to this particular platform, right? Like all the loans that have been applied to this particular lender, for that matter. So as a lender, I would like to go to the loan applications which are in here, and I might choose to lend money to either one of them or both of them, for that matter, right? So for the purpose of this demo, I would probably go ahead and do this. And as you would see, the transaction is successful, right? So what this would do is it would then transfer the money or the ETH from the lender's account to the borrower's account, right? So I hope it's already visible. Yeah, as you can see, from 4.72, some of the ETH has been transferred to a particular person's account, right? So the lender's part is done, wherein like he transferred a particular money and went ahead and disbursed the money as well. Like this process typically happens after some sort of verification, right? So I'll move ahead. I'll now go back to borrower, see what is the further some other actions that a particular borrower can do, right, once the loan is disbursed. Once a loan is disbursed, you would see immediately there is a outstanding balance that one has to pay, because there is certain part of interest. The person might have applied for a certain period of time, so the overall amount of total balance that I would have to pay to clear this with interest is something like this, right? So it's clearly showing out of these two loans, only one of them is being lent, so the total outstanding is something like that, right? And as part of this, like I would also try to maybe create some installments, right, to create a flow so that I can repay this 1.57 ETH in a phase-wise manner, right? So yeah, that particular step is already created in here by the lender, like by the contract, whenever the lender lends the money, right, automatically it creates a schedule for a particular borrower to go ahead and start the flow, right? So now I would probably go ahead and start the flow. It would take a minute. And then I think what this would do is it will loan disbursement successful, installment will start from today, right? So it has now created a stream from borrower's account, borrower's wallet to the lender's wallet as of now. And the flow is already created. So I hope, yeah, this would now go on because there's no further activity that's needed for that particular loan account, right? And as you can see, there's only one loan account which is now pending to be disbursed. And the same can be verified in here, wherein you can now see that at this particular point of time, there is a stream that got created, right? On the dashboard as well, you would be able to see that at 8:32, which is about a minute back, there was a stream which has been created from a borrower's to lender's account, right? So that's what, and we can obviously show these kind of information on the dashboard, but for the time being, we chose to omit that part for the sake of simplicity. And yeah, what other than just applying for the loan, creating an EMI, creating a schedule, and submitting this loan, they also have an option to adjust the stream, right? So as you can see, there are a couple of loans, but I would also have to adjust the stream accordingly. So I'll choose this particular stream and say I want to, instead of paying per monthly basis, I'll pay for 1 day, right? So then what it would do is I will based on the rate of interest per day and based on the principal that is already created, or total outstanding that is already created for a particular loan, it would calculate the stream amount and then adjust the stream accordingly. The same can be verified here. I guess just a minute. Yeah, so sorry, it just got completed. The stream adjustment is successfully completed now. So I think we should be able to see that stream is modified, right? So we will try to modify the stream information as of this moment. But apart from that, a particular borrower might also want to pay some part of the money whenever there is a bulk amount or something like that. As a part of that scenario, like we have also created a prepayment schedule wherein like a particular person might choose to pay a certain part of the loan as a prepayment, this thing, right? So once this is done, like we can probably go back to dashboard and see like what is the total amount of outstanding. It would have reduced by 0.163 or whatever amount, right? So that is something, oh sorry, maybe, yeah, as you can see, the total amount of outstanding balance is already reduced. The other action that a particular borrower could probably do is to close a loan, right? Like maybe I do have certain funds handy with me, so why not close it, right, instead of paying an interest. So yeah, that is also an action that we can probably do it from here. So similarly, like we could probably do a bit more on here, wherein like lender with basis to lender and with basis to the borrower, right? And we have also created certain I mean, like we've also created certain other sections where you can, like you can have the loan statements, what all loan have been applied, and if there were any queries, like the view could be something like this. As of now, we haven't built it, but yeah, something in the, we wanted to build a UI like something like this, right? So in total, why is this platform needed, right? So typically majority of the loans you would have to pay installments based on a monthly basis, and because loans have been paid based on a monthly basis, your principal gets reduced per month, right? To avoid that, or if at all you are disciplined enough, if one person is disciplined enough to pay the loans on a daily basis, but not on to pay the loans on a daily basis, thereby reducing the principal on a daily basis and also reducing the interest component on a daily basis, right? So that would give us a flexibility to reduce the overall amount of interest one has to pay. And also we don't have to park all of the installment at one shot, right? Instead we can pay 1/38 of a installment today, and maybe use the other part to invest in some other stock market, or maybe some other means to make more money, right? Which is what the lender actually does. For lender also, we would have similar sort of advantages, wherein the cash flow now comes per second instead of per month basis from a particular borrower, right? So it's a win-win for both sides. Maybe there is a better cash flow in the market, and thereby maybe like there could be an advantage for a borrower to maybe get loans at a cheaper price, or also reduce loan rate of interest, I mean like the overall interest paid for a particular loan. And for a lender, they would be able to now procure or maybe acquire more customers at a faster rate than what they could have otherwise been, right? And the net cash flow, it can be calculated per a daily basis or per second basis, or whatever would be the right calculations based on the lender, right? So that is the platform as of today. Of course, there are a lot of feasibilities and a lot of improvements that can be made on top of this, right? Apart from that, like I would also like to thank you for making time to look at our submission. And I look forward to hearing the feedback from all the judges, particularly from the ones who are building into finance, fintech kind of products, right? So thanks again, and happy hacking. Thank you.